Browns didn't just draft Shedeur Sanders, they may have just handed him the keys to the franchise. And haters? Yeah, they're fuming, because what just leaked out of Cleveland is changing everything. A bombshell from the top. This isn't just media hype, it's the kind of behind-the-scenes power struggle that can reshape an entire franchise. According to Colin Cowherd, the Cleveland Browns ownership, led by Jimmy Haslam, isn't just interested in Shedeur Sanders. They're all in. They don't want to wait for him to develop. They don't want to ease him in. They want him starting now, not mid-season, not once he's ready. Now, the date insiders are pointing to October 5th. That's when Haslam is expected to step in personally and push the issue. It's not just a rumor. This is coming from some of the most plugged-in voices in NFL media, and the implications are huge. Because when ownership gets involved in depth chart decisions, everything changes. Coaches lose control, players feel the pressure, and locker room dynamics shift. But here's the kicker. The coaching staff isn't exactly on board. Kevin Stefanski and his staff are reportedly doing everything they can to slow things down. They've even floated concerns about throwing a rookie into the fire too early, especially during the Browns' overseas game in London. But Haslam isn't buying it. To him, that's just another excuse. He's watching Flacco lose. He's watching the fan base clamor for something new, and he's made up his mind. The message from the top: play Shedeur. And if you don't, expect heat, because Haslam has done this before, with Johnny Manziel, with Baker Mayfield, with Deshaun Watson. He's not afraid to step in, and with every week Shedeur impresses in practice, the pressure on Stefanski and his staff is only building. Inside that facility, you can feel it. The tension is real, and it's reaching a boiling point. The owner's pick, not the coach's. Here's where the drama reaches a whole new level. Head coach Kevin Stefanski didn't want Shedeur Sanders, not as his starter, not even on his roster. That's not speculation, that's strategy. Reports reveal that Stefanski and the Browns front office actually made a move to avoid drafting Shedeur altogether. How? By selecting quarterback Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, 2 picks before Shedeur Sanders was taken. That wasn't a random pick. That was a calculated attempt to steer the team in a different direction, away from the inevitable media storm that would follow Deion Sanders' son. But Jimmy Haslam wasn't having it. The Browns owner stepped in, saw Shedeur still available, and made the call himself. He overruled Stefanski, plain and simple. And now, the coach is in an uncomfortable position, caught between the guy he wanted and the guy he's being told to start. That power struggle is playing out in real time. Every day, Shedeur steps onto the practice field and drops dimes. Stefanski's clock ticks louder. Every headline, every social media highlight, every fan tweet chanting for Shedeur, it all chips away at the coach's ability to keep the rookie on the bench. Fans already know where they stand. They're not just watching, they're choosing sides. And more, those sides are shifting towards Shedeur. The guy who was supposed to be a long shot now looks like the front runner, and the longer Stefanski waits, the more it looks like he's resisting the future. It's a dangerous spot for any head coach, especially in Cleveland, where the fan base is hungry for hope, and the owner isn't shy about demanding change. Stefanski's not just coaching for wins anymore, he's coaching to keep control, and Shedeur Sanders is making that battle harder by the day. Why this isn't just about NFL? It's bigger than stats, bigger than tape. Haslam knows the NFL isn't just about X's and O's, it's about headlines. He's seen it with Johnny Manziel, he pushed for Baker Mayfield, and of course, Deshaun Watson. Cleveland's owners crave the spotlight at quarterback, and Shedeur Sanders is a walking headline. He brings not just talent, but attention. National media, fan hype, even skeptics who can't stop talking. Haslam wants Shedeur under center because he knows something most GMs don't always prioritize. Quarterbacks drive the narrative, and Cleveland's desperate for a new one. The moment that changed everything. When Shedeur Sanders was selected in the 5th round, most fans and even analysts assumed he was destined for clipboard duty, maybe a practice squad spot. At best, a developmental quarterback who might see the field in year 2 or 3. That's the reality for most quarterbacks picked that late. They don't turn heads, they don't challenge veterans, they just learn the system quietly and hope for a chance to shine in a meaningless preseason game. But Shedeur Sanders isn't most quarterbacks, and from the moment he stepped onto the field for his first OTA, everything changed. Coaches didn't just take notice, they were stunned. The way he carried himself, the way he commanded the huddle, the way he delivered crisp, accurate passes, it didn't look like a rookie trying to figure it out. It looked like a guy who had been here before. Poise, precision, confidence, leadership. Shedeur wasn't just surviving the reps, he was owning them. And that kind of presence, you can't coach that. It's why whispers started turning into conversations, and conversations turned into headlines. The question wasn't if he could play, but when he should start. Every rep added pressure. Every accurate throw made the coaching staff reconsider their timeline. Because when a 5th round pick walks in and looks like a starter, you don't bury him on the depth chart, you take notice. What Shedeur did wasn't normal, it wasn't expected, and it certainly wasn't supposed to happen this fast. But that's exactly why Browns fans are buzzing. They've seen plenty of quarterbacks come through Cleveland, but very few walk in like this, composed, prepared, and fearless. Shedeur Sanders flipped the narrative on day one, and now he's not chasing the starting job, he's in position to take it. Andrew Berry breaks his silence. And now GM Andrew Berry is talking. And what he said has the Shedeur hype train going full speed. We didn't draft Shedeur to sit. That's a direct quote. Berry emphasized Shedeur's accuracy, his NFL IQ, and how he plays well from the pocket. But the biggest takeaway? The Browns had zero intention of drafting 2 quarterbacks. Shedeur wasn't part of the plan, but when he was still on the board late, they jumped at the chance. And it's turning into one of the most talked about steals of the entire draft. That wasn't just a fluke pick, it was a franchise decision in disguise. Fans can't get enough. The moment word got out that Shedeur Sanders was lighting it up in training camp, Cleveland Browns fans exploded with excitement. What started as quiet optimism quickly turned into a full-blown frenzy. Open practices began selling out almost immediately. Fans lined up for a glimpse of the rookie. Local media scrambled to cover every pass he threw, and social media completely flooded. Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube are packed with highlight clips, slow-motion breakdowns of his footwork, and play-by-play analysis of his throws. Fans are picking sides, and overwhelmingly they're siding with the rookie. From kids getting his name printed on custom jerseys to lifelong Browns supporters filling comment sections with nothing but praise, the momentum is undeniable. There's a new kind of energy in Cleveland, a cautious belief that maybe, just maybe, they finally found their guy. For a franchise that's seen false dawns and broken promises, Shedeur Sanders represents more than just a player. He's a symbol of change, a glimpse of what could be. And for Browns fans who've endured years of chaos, disappointment, and dysfunction, this kind of hope is more valuable than gold. From long shot to locker room leader, mid-round quarterbacks almost never rise this fast. By NFL standards, they're often viewed as developmental projects, roster fillers, emergency backups, or guys you stash on the practice squad and hope maybe pan out 2 or 3 years down the line. They're not supposed to shake up the depth chart. They're not supposed to command attention. But Shedeur Sanders isn't following that script. Despite being a 5th round pick, he's already turning heads with how quickly he's adjusted to the pro level. His maturity, discipline, and leadership have been impossible to ignore. From day one, Shedeur has carried himself like someone who belongs, not just in the league, but at the top of the depth chart. He's not waiting to be handed a chance. He's acting like he's already earned it. Even without starter reps, he's been putting in work behind the scenes, grinding film, asking questions, staying late after practice, and treating second-string reps like they're game day snaps. That mentality is infectious. It's why coaches have taken notice, why veterans are nodding in approval, and why rookies are already looking up to him. He's not just a quarterback, he's becoming a leader. And here's the thing that really matters. He's winning the locker room. In the NFL, that's everything. Because once the team starts believing in you, it puts pressure on the coaching staff to respond. You can't ignore a player the locker room is rallying behind. You can't bench a guy your veterans trust. And right now, Shedeur Sanders is earning that trust fast. He may not have the title of starter yet, but he's already behaving like one. And if the team keeps believing in him the way they are now, the coaching staff won't be able to keep him on the bench for long. The hidden battle inside the facility. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. This is now a power struggle. Haslam wants Shedeur. Stefanski wants to wait. And somewhere in between sits a rookie who just wants to prove himself. It's not just about the NFL anymore, it's about control, about image, about who really runs this franchise, and that pressure, it's building fast. Because if Shedeur performs even halfway decently in preseason, the noise will become deafening. What happens if he starts week 1? If the Browns pull the trigger and start Shedeur Sanders in week 1, brace yourself, this season will be must-watch TV. Imagine the stakes. A rookie who, by every conventional measure, wasn't supposed to be given the spotlight. A franchise desperate to rebuild its identity after decades of uncertainty. An owner who's staking his reputation on one bold move. And a coach who could find himself in the hot seat if things go sideways. This isn't just another rookie debut, it's a seismic moment that could redefine the entire landscape for the Browns. Consider the narrative, an underdog story that everyone loves watching unfold in real time. In Cleveland, where the quarterback position has been a revolving door of underwhelming starts and dashed hopes. Throwing open the door for Shedeur is nothing short of revolutionary. The moment he steps onto the field as the starter, eyes will be glued to every snap, every decision, and every play. The stakes are enormous because this decision reflects more than just a game strategy. It's a public declaration that the Browns are committed to change, ready to gamble on a new era of leadership and vision. On the flip side, if Shedeur steps up and balls out, it will silence the many doubters and critics who have relentlessly questioned his readiness. The skeptics, longtime fans accustomed to heartbreak and disappointment, will have no choice but to recognize that this rookie is more than just a statistical anomaly. For those who've built their career criticisms on the backs of past failures, this could be their ultimate undoing. With every explosive play and every calculated decision, Shedeur won't just be proving his value, he'll force the haters to confront reality. In Cleveland, where hope has been in short supply, this could turn out to be the turning point that reshapes the narrative for years to come. Why critics are already losing it. Look, anytime a player rises this fast, the critics come out swinging. He hasn't proven anything. He's just a name. It's all hype. But you know what they're really mad about? Control. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Fifth rounders are supposed to sit. Coaches are supposed to call the shots. Veterans are supposed to get the nod. But now, that entire structure's under threat. Shedeur's rise isn't just unexpected, it's disruptive. It breaks the rules. And for some old school NFL minds, that's terrifying. A coach on the clock. For Kevin Stefanski, this is the most high-pressure moment of his coaching career. If he benches Shedeur and loses, the fans revolt. If he starts Shedeur and loses, ownership questions everything. But if he benches him and someone else plays poorly, how long until Jimmy Haslam walks into the locker room and demands change? That's not just hypothetical, it's what Colin Cowherd says is already happening. So Stefanski has a choice: follow the plan or follow the pressure. The fans have spoken. Whatever happens next, whether Shedeur Sanders starts week 1 or waits his turn, one thing is undeniable. He already has the people. This isn't manufactured buzz. This is organic momentum, the kind of rare groundswell that players dream about and teams can't fake. Every throw Shedeur makes in practice goes viral. Every clip from OTAs or training camps spreads like wildfire across social media. Fans are showing up to training sessions hours early just to catch a glimpse. His jersey already flying off the shelves, and when he jogs onto the field, chants of Shedeur, Shedeur are echoing across the stands. That kind of energy isn't just special, it's priceless. You can't script it. You can't market your way into it. And most importantly, you can't ignore it. Right now, the Browns are sitting on lightning in a bottle. The question is, will they open it or let it fizzle out? Because fans are tired of waiting, tired of false hope, tired of the same recycled veteran names that haven't gotten the job done. They see something new in Shedeur, something fearless, something hungry, and when a fan base starts believing this strongly in a player, it becomes dangerous to fight the tide. Ownership already sees it. That's why Jimmy Haslam is pushing behind the scenes to make Shedeur the face of the franchise. The NFL too is watching closely. Media outlets are ramping up coverage. Commentators are circling dates on the calendar. This isn't just about Cleveland anymore. This is a national story in the making. A rookie's mindset that separates him. Shedeur himself has stayed grounded. That's what separates him from past Cleveland flops. He's not here for flash, he's here to win. When asked about reps and being overlooked early on, his answer was calm but powerful. You can take it negatively or use it to push yourself harder. That's the mindset of a leader. That's what's made him the center of Cleveland's attention. Not just his arm, but his approach. While others see obstacles, Shedeur sees fuel. The future is now. This isn't just hype anymore, it's real. The Cleveland Browns, an organization known for chaos, may have finally found its calm, its leader, its future. And while critics keep yelling and coaches keep calculating, the people who matter most, the fans and the owners, are all in. Shedeur Sanders is no longer a surprise. He's a symbol of change, of hope, of what's next. So if you're still doubting, you might be the only one left. Because in Cleveland, the Sanders era isn't coming, it's already here.